Hi, how are you today?
I'm all right.
Okay, what do you mean by all right? How are things going for you since we last talked?
They're about the same. The He wanted stuff up out of the way, so I started trying to get it organized, and now it's a mess, and it's not happy.
So, are you having trouble focusing, or is this just something that you've had trouble with before?
But I just can't win. It If I try to put stuff away, then it's not where he wants it. If I don't put it away, then it's in his way.
Okay, so what are you thinking about as far as leaving it you were thinking about before? Are you still considering that?
It's either that or throw away everything in the apartment.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, I can't I can't fix it. There's nothing I can do that's going to be right.
Yeah.
Stuff's going to be in his way. So, other than getting rid of everything, I don't know what else to do. Except,
Okay.
but I'm mad, and I'm tired. I'm very, very tired.
Okay. So, if you're tired, are you considering anything you're doing wrong? I mean, what do you feel about what you're doing? How do you feel about what you're doing?
Well, I'm trying. I just can't get it right.
But that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, you said that you can't do anything right.
Uh-huh.
Is that according to you? I mean, how do you feel about what you're doing? Do you feel like you're doing things right?
Sometimes, but then other people don't seem to have a problem keeping their stuff where it's supposed to be or whatever, but it's not that I know he's unreasonable.
Okay.
I know he's being unreasonable, and it's I'm starting to realize that it's not as much my fault.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. So you're not realizing that enough of it, as much of it is your fault.
Mm-hmm.
Um, where do you feel like the fault lies for the most part? Are you still considering yourself as part of the problem?
I think we're both the problem.
Okay. Okay. So let's get back to you. What are your situation, in your situation, what are the problems that you're having? How do you become the problem?
Well, my medicine's really expensive, and I know that that's stressful. But I'm diabetic. There's nothing I can do about that. And I mean, I can't do stuff I used to be able to do. I'm in a wheelchair. I can't. I just can't do stuff I used to be able to do. I'm not physically like I used to be, and that's not my fault.
No, it's not. It's not. So, are you considering yourself as maybe needing more support?
From
Well, who around you, excuse me, who around you has kind of knowing knowing this situation has been able to talk to you about it, or maybe give you a little bit of a release from it when you're from the situation when you're speaking with them?
all of our friends think he's wonderful.
So you don't have any friends. What about family that's on your side, or family that's maybe trying to support you through this situation?
They have their own problems,
Okay.
and I don't want to tell them I'm a fucker. I'm sorry.
Have you considered even talking to them? Have you tried to talk to them? Or have you just given them this opportunity to not share with you?
I tried to tell one of my brothers, and he said that I was making it up.
Okay. So how do you feel about it? I mean, do you think you're making this up or exaggerating in any way?
No,
Okay.
no. I mean, when you have bruises on you, you're not making it up.
No, okay. Okay. So, what have you thought about as far as doing something about this problem, or what you could possibly do to maybe help the situation for yourself?
Other than setting the place on fire.
Other than setting the place on fire, yes.
Well, we talked about that shelter.
Okay. Okay. What would you like to know about the shelter? What are your concerns?
Will he know where I am?
Absolutely not. It's a safe women's shelter. You would go to their office, and they would take you to a home with other battered women. And in that situation, the office is available and known publicly about where it is. But once they pick you up and give you a ride to the shelter, they're completely concealed by the public. No one should know where you are.
And
Is
they'd
that
be-
something you would like to consider?
And they'd be able to deal with me with the wheelchair and my medicine and
Oh yes, they have facilities that will be able to compensate for you. And we can find you medical support, financial support for your medications. It is out there. I'm not sure exactly where or how we could go about that, but I will find out. I can find out. I can network and find out and talk to my boss and see what we can do about that to help support you in that situation.
I don't have any way to get anywhere. I don't have a car. I can't get away.
Well, you can have someone probably pick you up at your home, if that would be an option.
It'd have to be when he's gone.
That could be arranged. That could be arranged.
What about my dog?
Your dog is something we would have to consider a different outcome for. I'm not sure if there's anything we could do about that. Would that be something that would hold you back from this
Yes.
conversation?
Because he wouldn't treat her right.
Okay,
I've had her since she was a little bitty.
okay,
She wouldn't know what to do.
okay. There are some long-term shelters we could discuss in the area, until we could get you on your feet. I don't know what that would account for or how that would come about, but we could check into it. It is an option. And if you'd like to check into that before you make this decision, I can go and do that for you and see what we can come up with.
Okay. I think if I knew that my dog was gonna be okay and I'd get her back, and I know that sounds stupid, that I wouldn't leave because of my dog.
That's not stupid. I hear you saying that she's a very important piece of your life. Is there any family members or friends that may be able to take her for a small amount of time?
I might be able to get one of my neighbors to keep her for a
A
little while.
neighbor? That's good, that's good.
Because they know her.
Does this neighbor in any way, shape, or form know about this situation that's occurring with you and your boyfriend?
She hears it. She has to hear it.
Has she confronted you about it? Have you talked to her about any of this?
She asks me if I'm okay.
Okay. So she's concerned, it
Yeah.
sounds like.
Yes.
Would she be a part of your support system? You said you had no one, if I am clear on this, that you had no one that would support you. Does she seem like a good support person that you might be able to share with?
I'm afraid she'd get mad at him and confront him,
Okay.
and that would be bad.
So, are you concerned about her welfare or
Yes.
what she might do that would
She's
cause?
little tiny.
Okay. Okay. So this could be a situation that could harm her possibly and maybe harm you as well?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. He would not take it well if I said something to her.
Okay. Okay. So I'm hearing that you are afraid for other people.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you afraid for yourself? As much as you are for others that may come across the situation or get involved with the situation or...
Well, in her case, I mean, I'm fairly big and I'm pretty tough.
Yeah.
She's not. So,
Okay.
you know, that kind of thing. And I would feel like it was my fault if she got hurt. So, I mean, I know it's not, I guess, but I would feel like it was my fault.
Okay. So if you're considering the shelter, what else has to take place for you to take that step?
I don't have any money. I don't have anything. I don't have anything that's mine. So what the hell? I mean, it's like I'm homeless living in a place.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
Yes. Yes, it does. It makes quite a bit of sense. So when would you consider making this step? What would have to be in line though
Dog.
for you to
My
make
dog.
this step? Your dog? Okay, so your dog has to be taken care of.
Yes.
And then you would consider taking this next step.
I really think I would.
Okay.
I really do.
Have you contacted the doctor? The last time we spoke, you said you were going to contact a doctor and
I went-
possibly a therapist.
I went to a regular checkup
Yes.
and I asked about online therapy because, you know, I mean, I can't tell him I need to go to a therapist and go somewhere. And she said that she would have somebody call me, but I haven't heard anything.
Okay. Okay. So you're doing well as far as following the prompts and
I'm trying to do what we talked about, yeah.
okay. That's good. That's good. You're moving forward and I can see that. Do you feel like you're moving forward? In a positive way?
Honestly, mostly I just feel mad. I'm so angry. And I realize I haven't been angry in a long time. I mean, or I have. I'm okay. I can be angry,
Yes, you can.
and I am.
Who are you angry with?
Him.
Him? Good. If that's where your anger lies, are you angry with yourself?
I'm disappointed in myself
And why do you feel disappointed?
because I put up with this shit for so. I'm sorry. Because I put up with this stuff for so long.
Are you disappointed with yourself at this time? I mean, you seem to be moving forward and wanting to rectify your situation by taking steps to make more positive decisions.
I am, but I feel like there's a hamster wheel going crazy in my head. There's so much stuff to think about, and so sometimes I just kind of freeze. But I think I'm better. I think I'm getting better.
Okay. Well, that's positive. That's a positive step.
I want him dead.
No, it's not a positive step.
That's the problem.
Anything you say about self-harm or harming others or anything like that, I will have to report. We've discussed that already, so.
And it's not, I mean,
you can.
I don't really want him dead. I want him dead to me. I want him gone, where I never have to talk to him again. I never have to see him again. He can't ever have anything to do with me again. That's what
Have you thought about filing the restraining order that we talked about? I mean, once you're removed from the home.
Once I'm not here,
Yes.
yeah, I can do that if they'll do anything about it.
So that's something you have considered.
Yeah,
Okay.
but the only time I ever talked to anybody about it, they didn't do anything. It's just
Okay.
a piece of paper.
Okay. Are there any other things that you'd like to share with me today? I'd like for you to write a pros and cons list. What are the pros of you leaving, of you taking these next steps, and what are the cons? And we can look over that, and we can see, hopefully, where you've made positive, decisions that are happening right now, and that you can feel better maybe about your situation, and grow in this positive direction that you're headed. I do believe you're headed for a positive direction. I'd like for you to see that as well.
Just write it down.
Just write pros and cons, make a list of what you think you're doing that's good for you and healthy for you, and what you may still be, how you may still be interacting with things that aren't so healthy for you.
Things that aren't so healthy for me.
Yes, decisions that you may be making that are keeping you in a place where you're not safe,
Okay.
where you don't feel comfortable, things like that.
Okay.
And I'd like to also work on a circle of support. There's an inner circle where you have people who know of your situation, that you can talk to, maybe your neighbor, maybe the therapist that you might be conducting, some interviews with, maybe the people at the shelter, if you get there, when you get there. And then there's the second circle, which are people that may or may not know what's going on with you, that you may not share so much with, but that might be willing to help support you in your decisions. Those are the things that we need to work on. I'm hearing that you don't feel you have any support now in the decisions that you're making.
Not really.
Okay. I would like to look at that and see if we can maybe write it down and see something that is there, but you're not visually connecting with. Would that be okay with you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
When
Okay,
are
so
we gonna do that?
we can do that now if you'd like. Would you like to do that
Okay.
now?
No.
No? Okay. So
have
this is
time
something
now.
we can revisit on our next interview.
Okay.
Okay. I'd like you to think about